Hey everybody, welcome back to Begin Again. It's race day. It's first week of October. It's supposed to be about 94, 95 degrees, so welcome to Texas. It's going to be a hot one again. Thankfully, we've got some shade. We've got a great field of drivers out here today in shifter carts. We've got 8 entries. Pretty much know where I'm going to stack up, but I think that there's 4 guys that have a legit shot of winning. For myself, I've been dealing with a lot of engine troubles, so I may or may not make it through the whole day. Let's see what happens. Now, anytime I head up to the pits, I always load the cart up with all my safety gear and any tools I think I might need. And so I made the long push up to the pits, looked at the cart, and realized I was missing something. Not the smartest move. Forgot my rib vest. Rib vest taken care of, onto the track. And at first the cart did as it usually does. It ran really, really well. And then all of a sudden, the engine started missing and we started having problems. So I called it off early, came into the pits and sought expert advice. Right back up and ran perfect. But the rest of the time, it was perfect.
Just that one time, huh?
Just that one time. So I'm just going to deal with what I got.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Did he do it in the beginning or in the...
About 2 laps into it.
About 2 laps, yeah. And just let off. Kind of like it was out of fuel or too much fuel.
Yeah. So after talking with Jack, I decided to raise the float height on the carburetor, got everything ready to go, pushed it back up to the grid, kind of started settling in, and then headed out on track. And guess what? The cart looked pretty fast. And then it started acting up again. So float level was not the problem. You know? So, I'm just not.
When was the last time you did your top end?
Top end's got about an hour on it. Not the top end. I don't know. I'm really shaking
Hey,
my head,
Bob, there's a kid still looking to
How are
check
you
his
running?
slide. Did he get you?
Not so good. It's kind of a...
If you want your slide checked, he's
What's
looking
it
right now.
Oh, you're faster than me.
It is a good...
Make sure you drink
very different
plenty of
track.
water.
It is different.
Very different.
But it's fine.
It is fun. Yeah, no, it'd be a lot more fun if I had an engine that ran. So, anyway, we'll see.
All right.
Dr. Pepper is not counting.
What was it?
Yeah, still got the blubbering, like the fuel starving.
Man, I tell you, you need another carburetor.
I think so. Just my luck. Bob Schabel overheard me say I need a new carburetor, and he said, "Hey, I think I've got one." That?
Is this a 1.5 carburetor? Yep. Okay, well, sounds good. Want to try it?
All right, so basically what's happened here, guys, is that the problems that we've been facing have continued. The cart will run pretty good for a couple of laps, and then it's like it's starving out for fuel. We have changed the fuel pump. We've changed the fuel filter. We've put in new fuel lines. I mean, we've done just about everything. And so in desperation, we're going to go put on a different carburetor. Bob Schabel was kind enough to say, hey, you know what? I got a spare carburetor. So I'm going to put his on there and let's just see what happens. But I got to be honest with you, I'm not at all optimistic that this is going to be the fix for it. So we've got one more practice session, and if this happens again where it starts stalling out on me and all that kind of stuff, I think we'll be packing it up. It is what it is, and we're going to go from there. So, courtesy of Bob, I began assembling his carburetor to put it on my cart. His carburetor did not have the throttle slide, it did not have the jet, so I had to add that. And then just began reassembling the carburetor back up to the engine, which is a pretty straightforward process. So then we check full throttle, good to go. All right, who knows? That is priming the pump, so to speak. So basically what I just did was pressurize the fuel system to put fuel down in the bottom of the bowl of the carburetor, so when we try to start it up, it fires right up, hopefully. I don't know, it sounds pretty good. So with the borrowed carburetor now on the cart and everything seeming to run well, we headed back up to the grid. My buddy Jack took pity on me and said, hey man, I'll push the cart up there for you, which was greatly appreciated because it's a long hike. I headed out onto the track, not really expecting a whole lot, to be honest with you, but to my surprise, at first the cart was running really well. It sounded good. It was pulling what I thought was pretty good. And right up about here, you might not be able to hear it, but the engine certainly started losing power just like it had done in the past. Really frustrating because at first, like I said, it felt really good. But it was obvious that we had not fixed the problem. And so for me, I really didn't have much choice but to just call it off, pull in early, and say, you know what, we're packing it up. All right, so this is one of those days when racing's kind of tough and it kind of bites you in the rear. We've been chasing some sort of an engine misfire that's kind of intermittent, and we thought that it was carburation. We've gone in with new fuel line, new fuel filter, a new fuel pump. That didn't fix it. So we thought, well, okay, let's try a different carburetor. So we borrowed a carburetor and we put it on, and you saw that. Engine sounded great on the stand, seemed really crisp, and then all of a sudden, it just started doing this bleh thing on me on full throttle, and it's just like, that's not it. So I don't know what we're facing. Maybe it's ignition. Maybe we've been chasing the wrong thing all the time, but you know, this happens in racing. And so what you have to do is just say, you know what, you're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your bad days. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of lick our wounds and think about it and come back stronger the next time. So in the meantime, my buddy Paul and I are going to go out and try to cover this race for you guys and talk to some of our competitors and see what happens. So hope you enjoy it.